I'm a Brewfessional.
I'm a Brewfessional.
She's a Brewfessional.
And she's a Brewfessional.
Script game impeccable.
Them script game impeccable.
Them yacht funds so plentiful.
You know things so plentiful.
We young and Brewfessional.
We young and Brewfessional.
Young and Brewfessional.
We young and Brewfessional.
We young and Brewfessional.
We young and Brewfessional.
Just young and Brewfessional.
Just young and Brewfessional.
You are now at the brew spot with the Brewfessionals.
It's the Brewfessionals, baby.
Big Brewfessionals.
Get out your book sack, buddy.
Yeah.
You back.
You back.
We like to welcome you back, man. You know, before we
Yeah.
get into anything, it's all esteem
Esteem
to YAHUAH.
All the steam.
Man, we like to welcome y'all to the brew spot. I'm your host. It's your favorite beloved Daoud.
It's
It's your favorite
You know your co-host Script Flair. Woo!
Woo!
613 split it ass from above. All the steam to you.
All esteem
I was
to
staying
YAHUAH.
to YAHUAH. And I'm your co-host, Mish Pot. Burn 'em up, Mish.
Burn 'em up, Mish.
I was staying to YAHUAH.
All esteem to YAHUAH. And we like to give a shout out to Big Bro Luz.
Shout out.
Shout out.
In Dot
Shout
Number
out.
Ones and Twos.
Shout
To the
out.
doctor
Hey
in
man,
the house.
give a major shout out to Playback Sounds.
Shout out. Shout out.
Shout out,
But
Playback.
not only is the sound quality, it's also in your budget.
Cha-ching.
Man, make sure you go check out all their quality service at playbacksounds.com.
Facts.
Shout
You know what
out.
I'm saying? Especially if you trying to do a little podcast, a little PC.
You feel me?
Facts.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Little PC.
Okay, yeah, man. And Two Muscles Up.
Yeah.
Up, man. Y'all know the lingo, man. Two
out.
Muscles Up. You
Shout
support
out.
your brothers and sisters. If you don't support both of them, man, keep both of them down. You feel me?
Facts.
You can't support the other without the other.
Facts.
Facts.
All right, man. We
Yeah.
give a shout out for everybody who stopped by the brew spot, man. Definitely been supporting.
Man, appreciate it.
For all your mountain needs, for all your little mountain needs, mountain snacks, anything you need, man, go to 613 the wave 613.com for the fashion, that lady brew uniform, man, where you want to go get suited and booted ready to work. You know what I'm saying? You know about them good works. You know what I mean? Make sure you go to 613splash.com and for all your musical needs. Y'all know it's profanity free. You know what I'm saying? It's for the family. You can ride in with your grandma and your children at the same time. So if y'all looking forward to hitting the road, make sure you go to mindcultureforever.com.
Shout out.
Where everything free too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For free.
No trap house, free house.
No trap house.
No
man.
trap music, free
house.
music. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So literally live up to it.
Facts.
Today we gonna be going over intent of the heart.
Facts.
That's facts.
Yeah,
Right, so we gonna
Intentions of the heart.
a lot of times when we're reading the manuscript is we have to look at trying to get an understanding of what we're reading because
Facts.
literally like typically what the world use as per se heart that may not be from our perspective. So we have
Right.
to see things. You have to see things from your cultural perspective versus someone else is handing you theirs. Prepackaged it and made sure that you couldn't get back to yours. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So no more GMO, all organic.
Oh man,
You know what I'm saying?
GMO.
All organic from a hand of your brother.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That way we definitely have to eat. We definitely have to trust. But we have to earn that by good acts.
Facts.
Good acts and good acts is gonna show the intent of the heart.
That's
But
facts.
we're gonna get back into that on that first segment.
Be back.
Facts.
All right. You are now at the brew spot with the Brewfessionals.
It's the Brewfessionals, baby.
Yeah. Burn 'em up, miss. Brothers. For real. Yeah. It's your favorite that counts. Yeah. Never leaning on my own. Never leaning on my own. I'm just leaning on the scripts. Yeah. Never leaning on my own. I'm never leaning on my own. Never leaning on my own. Just leaning on the scripts. Yeah. Never leaning on my own. Yeah. Understand? I All I wear is work boots. Pain is what I work through. YAHUAH, who I work for. Started with them dirt poor. Level climbing top floor. Trying to beat my top score. Songs I'ma drop more and never take the props for. Trials help me jot more. Faith is on the outcome. Rather keep it solid, cut more chances on. Got none. Used to be some hot scum. Rest in peace to old me. Never blame the next month, cause my decisions on me. Mama cut a baby off. Guess I got too grown for. Snakes finally running off, cause I done copped the lawnmower. I'm a straight YAHUAH fan. Made a brother new again. Went from sitting in the stands to dressing out and subbing in. All I'm doing giving thanks. Make me wanna pour a drink. Cheers to the future when the righteous are the highest rank. Devil looking super stank. The righteous are the super strength. Telling Israel go repent. I just wanna
Never
go to
leaning on my own.
Never leaning on my own. I'm just leaning on the scripts. Yeah. Never leaning on my own. I'm never leaning on my own. Never leaning on my own. Just leaning on the scripts. Yeah. Never leaning on my own.
When it was left up to me, I fell every time. When it was left up to me, problems all the time. When it was left up to me, I heard too many lies. I pray they find forgiveness in their heart. Give me your light, cut the world too dark. If my fire within me long, be my spark. It's your word, it's your word. I'm leaning on for sure. Yeah. Now they old me don't live here, no. They packed the bags, got away from here. Them highs and lows till they made me who I am, yeah. I got blood on my post from his lamb, yeah. Feel like that, ooh, all I wanna do is dance, yeah. They ask me about it, I just say YAHUAH grand, yeah. A YAHUAH true, every man alive, baby. Life or death, you choose, I'm choosing
Never leaning on my
savage.
own. Never leaning on my own. I'm just leaning on the scripts. Yeah. Never leaning on my own. I'm never leaning on my own. Never leaning on my own. Just leaning on the scripts. Yeah. Never leaning on my own. Never leaning on my own. Never leaning on my own. I'm just leaning on the scripts. Yeah. Never leaning on my own. I'm never leaning on my own. Never leaning on my own. Just leaning on the scripts. Yeah. Never leaning on my own. Yeah.
You are now at the brew spot with the Brewfessionals.
It's the Brewfessionals, baby.
And I'm your host. It's your favorite beloved YAHUAH.
It's your favorite and I'm your co-host, Mish Pot. Burn 'em up, Mish.
Burn 'em up, Mish.
And I'm your co-host, Script Flood. Woo! The 613 split it ash from above. All Esteem to YAHUAH.
All the esteem to you.
Yeah, man, and we back up in this thing, man. Shout out Playback Sounds. Shout out mycultureforever.com, man. Shout out 613 The Way, man. Shout out Splash, 613splash.com. Shout out to all my brews and brewettes. Shout out. You know what I'm saying? It's keeping that long, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Stick in there, man. Endure, you feel me?
Stick in there.
Stick in there. Y'all already know my section, you know, just a little definition and a little pension, you know what I mean? So today we talking about the intent. So the definition for intent is the act or fact of the state of mind in which an act is done. Okay, so I'm gonna start it off with a scripture, and that's Psalms 44:21. Shall not YAHUAH search this out? For he knoweth the secrets of the heart. Okay. Now YAHUAH does not look at the things man look at. Man looks at the outward appearance, but YAHUAH looks at the heart. YAHUAH can see things about you that no one else can see. Deep things, hidden things. You know, those inner thoughts and desires that your family and friends have no idea are even floating around in your heart or your mind.
Absolutely.
we have a tendency to assume that a person's actions tell the whole story, but that is simply not the case. Just look at the Apostle Peter, for example. He had some serious trials and judgment, and yet his heart was right before YAHUAH. He truly wanted to do the honorable thing in every situation.
That's right.
So, you know.
Yeah, so but you see, like, literally like that, with the plan and the scheme and the intent comes from, you know, the mental, of course, and where we headed. And then when people pray, they say, I just need this money to pay my bills.
Exactly.
But in their heart, they want to go gamble a little bit. They don't put a little bit of gambling fee on it, a little bit of Walmart groceries on it, a little bit of this on it, a little bit of that on it, versus I need only this because they're what I need. You know, it's like literally we don't come get the things that we necessarily just need, the necessities. We also got to place the wants on it.
Facts.
So he understand that intent, and that's why a lot of things don't get done. Right. Because it will put you in the wrong place, and it will you will be hardly able to keep your hands out of sin or trouble.
Facts.
So it's really like he see literally if a man has great intentions, good intention, he's gonna see it through. So he already know where you at with it, because the first thing in our mental is what we really gonna do. Right. So we may portray with a human. If say like you come borrow something from your bro or your sis, and you say, let me borrow this, and if they ask what for, we tend to get offended.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But see, that's what YAHUAH said the same way. You just couldn't receive it like that. But he had what for?
Right.
Just to see when you tell the truth about the intent. Now you could have said, yeah, I want this, and I need a little gambling fee, and I need this. You could, and then if it would have been approved, it would have been good, because I got a full understanding of what your intents were. But literally it's like with people, you have to gamble with it sometimes, because people don't like to be honest. Honesty is like a trait these days that is just faint or gone. You know what I'm saying? Like literally you ask somebody something and they'll lie about the littlest thing.
Everybody just capping.
Just straight lie. But they'll call it a white lie versus a lie is a lie. It doesn't matter if it's white there, you intended to lie. You know what I'm saying? So that makes you a liar. You can't say if I told a little white lie that didn't make it. Well, it makes you a little white liar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what it is. So you see the intent. You start the brain just like what folks be like, boy, I'm on DB time.
Right.
Yo, dope boy time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that means 15 minutes is really an hour. You know what I'm saying? An hour and 5 minutes. You gotta throw it, you know what I'm saying, something on that. So you have to literally be on that. So the intent, when you tell somebody, I'm gonna be there in 15 minutes, nobody is challenging each other or charging each other like, hey, I'm expecting you in 15 minutes, and I need you to be here in 15 minutes because you told me 15 minutes. Let a person word mean what it is. That's why it's so hard to determine or actually distinguish what someone's intent is.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because we have been trained and conditioned to think that it's okay to be flex, or it's okay for somebody to say 15 minutes and it takes an hour, or it's okay to say, oh, I was gonna do this and then no call, no show. Right. We've been conditioned to accept that, saying that that's black people stuff. Well, it's time for black people to get better. See, that's why you got to start bringing something in. Like, bro, this, you know, your intentions are really showing. Are you the type of person that I should deal with? Because when people say, I got the best intentions, okay, let me see them then. You know what I'm saying? Let me see them then. Don't just hide them. Let's come out with it. But you literally have to. It's like pulling teeth with people when you pulling, you know what I'm saying, their intent out. It's like you gotta wait a while. But see, with the Most High, he doesn't have to wait a while. He already know. So that's why, like, people who have genuine intents, it would be more for them to be around each other than the ones who don't have that much per se. You know what I'm saying? It's literally like, for those who don't understand this cultural side, it's for us to show the goodness of this side. Literally, so that they can come over also and have a change of heart. Because this offers instructions and good things like that. This is not offering any please could you do. No, it's telling you this what you should do. This is the way of life. If you choose to live, if you want to live, then go this way. You know what I'm saying? But if you choose to die, then go ahead and give all your strength over to that road. You know what I'm saying? Literally we do, because that's how the Most High knows. what you in. When somebody walked up to you and said, "Oh, these instructions and stuff are done away with," but then you say, "Okay, so what part of the instructions are done away with?" Because it tells a man to be a good father,
Right.
which will leave an inheritance for his kids. That he cannot leave his woman for no small case. He has to only leave her if it was a case of some sexual immorality or ill behavior.
Right.
So all these things starting to say, then you wouldn't have single mothers out here, and you wouldn't have no orphan kids, and you wouldn't have this man running around thinking it's okay to have these kids all over the place and not taking care of them, because those instructions told him how to be a man and handle this, and that the Most High looks at him like a real weakling.
And he knows some punishment for
That's
that too.
right. We're not handling that. So when you say that this is done away with, what you say is a good man is done away with. Being a good man is done away with. Being a good woman is done away with. So when you start to you know what I'm saying, dismiss these things, you start dismissing the goodness in people, because this is only the thing that can draw it out. Because only way that it can be drawn out is if we do it in repetition.
Right.
A lot of the bad things have to be worked out of us. So that's how you start to know the intent. Because when you start to correct, then people start to get mad. But see, that's the start. You know what I'm saying? That's the start of that change. See, but now you know the intent. First you said I only want to be a good person. Then when somebody said, well, these are ways that's unbiased.
Right.
They was here before you and I, and they saying they good. So when you hand it to them, you start to see that they don't want to let go of the person that they are truly. They don't want to change. See, how you gonna say I'm gonna be a good person, but I'm good like this, but nothing good has came to you yet?
That's a fact.
You see, you have to change that, and then once you have changed that method, then you start to see things start to happen for you.
You see them fruits then.
Right. Then you can say that, okay, I can see the difference between the two paths.
Right.
But if you do not apply these, but keep the same application of where you was, you only gonna get more advanced in this, or more stubborn in this, versus going this way and becoming that other person. Because there's some things you got to kill within self. Like, we have a tendency to not listen to each other but want to talk more.
Right.
That's something that has to change, because if you want to be a friend, you have to show yourself friendly.
Right.
A friend listens to his friend's problems so that he can properly, or that she can properly diagnose the problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I had the answers, wouldn't I have to, like we say, even if you walked in a doctor, the first thing a doctor does is listen.
Right.
He doesn't start talking, because you have, or a mechanic. You have to tell him the problem. And then I can do, from my knowledge and my expertise, I probably can then better give you a better answer that fit your situation.
Right.
But see, other than that, we'll just be troubleshooting anything. That'll be a long. That's why arguments start.
Maybe it's this. Maybe it's that.
Facts.
Yeah.
So that's why arguments start, because somebody thinking you trying to tell them what to do, versus like, nah, I'm not telling you what to do. What I'm saying is, here go these choices. You pick and choose whichever way you want to go, but it has to be presented like that, like an option, versus somebody, like you're trying to force somebody to go here, because truly, the intent gonna show you which road they're going down.
Right.
If a person truly want to be, we have never had friends who be honest with us. Honest. That's not a good look. You shouldn't do that. That's not it. Man, let him do him. That ain't a true friend.
Right.
Because if we see points where your friend can advance or be a better person or get a better opportunity, you should definitely be ready to put them there.
That's a fact.
See, if I'm disappointed
That's
at
facts,
you, if I'm disappointed with you, that only means that I expected you to be above the way you acting right now.
Over expectation.
That's right.
Facts.
So if I'm giving you, if I expect you to be operating at a higher frequency, how is that condemning you? That's actually like, come back up here where you belong. Yeah, you disappointed me with them low acts. Can't get there. So now you see the intent of the heart again.
Right.
They just want to eat that filth. So that's what coming with the casting pearls of swine. They would rather eat filth. They don't want no love. They don't want no correction. They don't want no real friend.
So their word ain't for them.
Nah, that's big facts.
Facts.
Yeah, but we gonna continue this thing with the intent, man.
Facts.
A little bit more, you know what I'm saying?
You are now at the brew spot with the Brewfessionals.
It's the Brewfessionals, baby.
Yeah. Brothers. Yeah. That comes. favorite eye. Hey, what you mean?
What you mean?
They say they righteous, but they don't know what that mean.
What you mean?
They say they love you, but they don't know what that mean.
What that mean?
They say they with you, but they never on your team.
On your team?
On your team. Hey, what you mean?
What you mean?
They say 100, but they don't know what that mean.
What they mean?
They say they got you, but they don't know what that mean.
Hey, what that mean?
They say they with you, but they never on your team.
On your team?
Know what I mean?
Know what I mean?
Hey, hey. Team YAHUAH, that's the best team.
Best
Yeah, you can catch me on the east
On
wing.
the east wing.
Hey, heaven knowledge, I be talking fly.
Talking
YAHUAH
fly.
only, that's the only name this unit fly.
YAHUAH.
Do you wanna ride? This the do or die.
Do or die.
This a different vibe, make 'em wanna try. They can't stop the righteous, that's unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
Intimidate YAHUAH, that's impossible. They attack the messenger with the secular. You humbly decline and raise their temperature.
They got a hat.
Goodness on the regular, my leveler.
Malevolent.
Know the law just like a lawyer, a real metaphor.
Ooh.
YAHUAH is the king, all I hear is scripts. With the scripts, and you never catch me flip the script. Script, got me seeing through the fade, Lord. Mountain, that's all agreeing with my taste. What you mean?
What you mean?
They say they righteous, but they don't know what that mean.
What you mean?
They say they love you, but they don't know what that mean.
What that mean?
They say they with you, but they never on your team.
On your team?
On your team. Hey, what you mean?
What you mean?
They say 100, but they don't know what that mean.
What they mean?
They say they got you, but they don't know what that mean.
Hey, what that mean?
They say they with you, but they never on your team.
On your team?
Know what I mean?
Know what I mean?
Hey, what you mean?
What you mean?
They say they righteous, but they don't know what that mean.
What you mean?
They say they love you, but they don't know what that mean.
Hey, what that mean?
They say they with you, but they never on your team.
On your team?
On your team. Hey, what you mean?
What you mean?
They say 100, but they don't know what that mean.
What they mean?
They say they got you, but they don't know what that mean.
Hey, what that mean?
They say they with you, but they never on your team.
On your team?
Know what I mean?
Know what I mean?
Hey.
You are now at the brew spot with the Brewfessionals.
It's the Brewfessionals, baby.
And I'm your host. It's your favorite beloved YAHUAH.
It's your favorite app.
And I'm your co-host, Script Club. Woo! 613 split it ass from above, man.
Splash.
All esteem to you.
All
All
esteem
esteem
to
to
you.
you. And I'm your co-host, Mish Pat. Burn 'em up, Mish.
Burn 'em up, Mish.
All esteem to you. And you back at the brew spot with the Brewfessionals. Y'all know where we brewing at. We at Playback Sounds, the
Yeah.
real
The
PBS.
real
PBS.
PBS.
Shout
Yeah.
out to mindcultureforever.com where
Shout
all the
out.
music gets for free.
You
Go
know
get
it.
that latest single, YAHUAH Fanatic.
Ooh.
Shout out to 613splash.com where you can go get your righteous thread.
Shout
Shout
out.
out.
Shout out. And shout out to the Wave 613. And you can go check that out if you're looking for some righteous content.
Shout out.
And we got some more stuff for y'all on the way too.
Yo,
And
real big.
Real soon. Real soon.
Yeah.
Real soon, real soon.
And we back at the brew spot. And we in the second segment, and that's my segment where I go into the perspective.
Facts.
But I want to talk about the perspective of the intentions towards YAHUAH's word.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
And first, righteousness is of YAHUAH, and wickedness would be of the world.
That's
There's a
right.
clear distinction in it. So if a man, when he speaks his intentions, if he say he can't do all the law, he going to do partial, then he's saying that he can't be a fully righteous man.
Ooh.
But if a man says I can do all the law, then he's striving to be a fully righteous man.
Absolutely.
So he done saying like I'm automatically saying I'm gonna have some evil in me. I'm just gonna do it all the way righteous.
Absolutely.
Instead of saying I can't do all of it, because then I'm saying it's gonna be somewhere down the line I'm gonna do you dirty.
Absolutely.
Right.
Type thing.
So, which brings us to that. That's a good point.
Right, facts.
Yeah, 'cause which brings us to like, okay, cool. You see how it's only 613
Facts.
of these instruction laws, but it's like over 20,000 laws in America. But they ain't say do away with these laws, but I can't do that.
20,000.
Yeah, they know. You don't hear nobody today say, "When we can't do all these laws in this land, let's
Right.
throw that away,"
Facts.
because they're afraid of punishment. You feel what I'm saying? They're afraid that if they did throw it away, they'll end up in prison
Right.
or end up somewhere they don't want to be. Okay, well, this is the same concept. It's just this is not what people think. Not in power. Literally, that's the point. It's like a parent. You know what I'm saying? Okay, literally, as a child, I have to tell you these things to give you a good idea of the difference between things. What's clean,
Right,
what's
right.
unclean. What's good to me, what's
What's
bad
not
to
good.
me. You feel what I'm saying? So once I give you these tools, now when you start to mature and get your own, when your own mind is developed, now you can apply these things or you can deny them. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't actually put them in action. We were just told that way. You was you was under your mother's roof.
Right.
So you had to do them.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Now when you get out in the world, you start to realize they were preparing you for what's to come.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So we tend to, when we run into desperate situations, that goodness kind of faded out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When that rent was due, and it was like you only had like $2 in the account, so that kind of steered you to go
Right.
this way versus just stay patient with this way. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times in there, what the world tend to give, why is it called wickedness versus righteousness? That's the point. When it's deemed that this is, if you didn't read these scriptures, you would have never heard the word righteous.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just would have been good and bad or whatever, according to the world. So something that was made before this government or this society or this particular society we in today, it was one up way before this. And the reason that this one is able to exist is because we have abandoned the one that belonged to us and actually took on the customs of this land. That's why you don't have that's why Lil Lean can come over here and keep their name,
Right.
or Umjabi and them, they can keep their name. But when you you can't keep your name. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, because
That's a fact.
you have been, not only it's been forced on you first,
Right.
Facts.
and now mentally we just take it due to the fears that we have. Not that this man is a man who bleeds too and breathe too and need these same elements you need to survive or even to live or continue his duration
Exactly.
of time. You feel what I'm saying? But we start to look at him as like he's really above us, like he's the most high. Oh, if we just drop this and separate from this, and well, we couldn't eat, when it's really seeds that you plant in the ground to get food. You don't have to go to Kroger. There's really true cows out there and lambs and stuff that they chop up to get the meat and put it in a packet. We just love it catered to us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So literally now you start to see the intent of us. That's slothful. That's lazy for a man not to want to plant food on his own ground, raise his own cattle so that he know his family eating clean and off his hands.
Right.
So really we see our intent. We would rather go work our little job, get our check, and go shop at Kroger, a place that does not even belong to our people, that's not going to support your community or give you a bit of groceries if you was down and out. But see, if you dealt with your brother, he can understand your conditions.
Right.
He knew that he was poor once before and that he was down and out and he could not get no groceries at one time and he just needed a week until he get his check. Now, us understanding that if we had stores, it would be programs set up to where that could happen.
Facts.
Facts.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we actually grew up in the same situations.
Right.
But see, with us having these intent of hating each other, see, what is hating? Not correcting, not putting a better example out there for these children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not becoming better men for our women.
Facts.
Yeah. We see the intent. That's hateful. That's not love.
Right.
Well, that's their business. See, that's hate. Cause with nation building, you got to worry about your neighbor. That's why I say love your neighbor. Because if your neighbor's poor, that's a what they call a recession. If your neighbor
Right.
pouring you up, that's a
yeah.
recession. That's just saying there's not enough resources for me and my neighbor. But if I got a lamb, goats, all this fruit trees, everything back there, then my neighbor has it too.
Right.
All we gotta do is strengthen him up until his land yield things, until he build up his place. Then he can do it for the next neighbor. You feel what I'm saying?
Fact.
And see, then it starts to build a community, because the next man is as strong as the other man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they could go out, fight equally. They can go out and don't worry about each other's goods equally. It don't cause no confusion.
Right.
So now you see the intent of the heart on that. How many of us brothers really working towards looking out for our neighbor, our other brother? Do we go out here and conduct ourselves so that when another man's son see us, he doesn't get any bad example?
Right.
It keeps it the same type of moral sense that he had in his house, we also got it out here too, so it never leaves him?
Right.
Are we being good examples? Are we looking out for our brothers in that manner? Or are we going out here acting according to any manner we want to act and just saying that ain't my people? He should have more control of his house. But you bought him a TV and a computer. Oh, but he got more control. Go ahead,
All right, we got an internet question from @Tayron35.
Okay.
All right.
Tayron.
My queen still eats beef and drinks cow milk. I joke and say you're gonna turn into a baby cow. I know it's not nice, but my intent is for us to live healthy. My intent is not to hurt her. My intent is love for my woman. What should I say or do?
Okay.
Oh man.
Y'all wanna stab at it a little bit? We'll get back in there. Anybody?
Really, I would say about that, it's lawful.
Yeah, you just tell her to live lawfully.
Hey yo, especially like it is about the approach though.
That's
It
fast.
is about the approach. If it now it depends on what you're saying. If you got that mean scrunched up face,
yeah,
and you talking like that, she can't distinguish between if you joking or if you dead serious.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you kind of you don't want it to be so light that nobody take you serious, but you still want it in a manner like, hey, you are drinking like little puss and eating flesh now. You know what I'm saying? Like you would do that. Like it's still that, and you gotta watch when you're dealing with these things. It's about the handler. I'm only warning you about this because who's handling our goods, our foods, our victuals.
Yeah.
I'd rather just do the veggies, which are very much so easy to manage. Which the only thing you can do with that just poop and squeeze something in it. You know what I'm saying? Now with that meat, sheesh, but if you go look into it, you probably wouldn't even want to eat it no more. Like if you actually go look into it, like before you get your meat on your table, it's been dead 60 days already. Now in the scriptures it says after 3, that's an abomination to you.
Fast.
Now we was worried about a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, what you should eat and what you shouldn't eat. You wouldn't even eat that plastic apple you eating. Or that plastic lettuce. I mean that stuff all out here everywhere. It's all about the handler. None of the food is good. All of it is cheap visuals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cheap visuals. That's why you can go get two all beef patties, 2 pieces of cheese,
for $1.49.
condiments. You know the condiments on the onions. But then you go to the grocery store and try to put that sandwich together. It'll cost you $80 to $100 at the register. You know. So you looking at it like now you're looking like okay now see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because what's in that is way much worse than what's in that. You know what I'm saying? Because man, we was riding through Texas, man, and it wasn't nothing but cows out there.
Nothing but cows.
But I'm talking about straight cattle.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? But then you got all that cattle out there, and then they got the nerve to say 20/80 beef.
And
75, something like that.
75,
25. So I'm like, what is that other 25? If it's a whole cow right there, you could have gave us 100% beef. We gonna get to see it next time.
You would
at the brew spot with the Brewfessionals.
It's the Brewfessionals, baby.
Yeah. For you. Burn them all, miss. Brothers. Yeah, I pray I make it to the table. Make it to the table. They serve them down at the table. All we the kings invited table. That actual it ain't no fake. I pray my seat is at the table. Everything clean at the table. Only the kings invited table. invited tape. That actual, it ain't no fake. That actual, it ain't that fake. I pray my seed is at the tape. Potato sack on my back to that fine linen. I don't sing for no bugs. I'm no John Lennon. Sir the master power, there is no limit. Stack that wisdom high and then I go spin it. All on my people know they really need it. Bad examples got the youngest thinking never read it. People really think imagination superseded. You stepping in them shoes and know they posturepedic. They'll straighten up your back cause you don't do a slouch. You who invested in the house just to brew it out. One body, two-seater, we'll coupe it out. Extra seat for the road, that's the driver too. Peaceful soldier for YAHUAH, and I'm a rider too. Ever clear on the truth, 190 proof. Friends at the top drop, said I lost my roof. Really took a different path, left it in the past. Make it to the tape. They serve me now, I had to tape. Only the kings invited tape. Only the kings invited tape. That actual, it ain't no fake. That actual, it ain't no fake. I pray my seed is at the tape. Everything clean at the tape. Only the kings invited tape. Only the kings invited tape. That actual, it ain't no fake. That actual, it ain't that fake. I pray my seed is at the tape. 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 I pray I make it to the tape. Make it to the tape. They serving manna at the tape. Serving manna at the tape. Only the kings invited tape. Only the kings invited tape. That actual, it ain't no fake. That actual, it ain't no fake. I pray my seed is at the tape. Everything clean at the tape. Only the kings invited tape. Only the kings invited tape. That actual, it ain't no fake. That actual, it ain't that fake. I pray my seed is.
You are now at the brew spot with the Brewfessionals.
It's the Brewfessionals, baby.
And I'm your co-host, Mish Pot. Burn 'em up, Mish.
Burn 'em up, Mish. And I'm your co-host, Script Flood. Woo! 613 split it ash from above. All esteem to YAHUAH.
All esteem to YAHUAH. And I'm your host, it's your favorite dog, beloved dog.
It's your favorite dog.
And y'all know we appreciate everybody coming to this brew spot, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always like to humbly give everybody that appreciation because y'all make it possible for us to keep on doing it. Actually encouraging y'all brothers to keep speaking this righteousness and not to turn to the ways because we could be talking about something totally different. Not that we started off like this, okay, but we encouraged and we love the fact that our brothers and sisters do yearn to hear good words that encourage them also. Shout out to the Wave 613. Shout out to 613splash.com. Shout out to mindcultureforever.com.
Shout out.
And king of the platform also.
Man, shout out.
And shout out to Daweed the jeweler.
Shout out.
As usual, man. Make sure you go on 613 Splash and go order your Lawful House tea.
Your Lawful House.
Never dealing swine.
Yeah,
all right. So make sure you go check those out. Pretty hot commodity right now, man. You know what I'm saying? We should be serving them things on the wave shit 1-3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
That ain't what they dealing swine in. Yeah. So what we definitely say, our big brother just told us he been out. You said you been out beefing pork since 92.
92 and 95.
He been off the chicken. We were talking about our little 2 years. We ain't been off the chicken and stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but I need to keep it going.
He and a quill only.
And they say, so we on just the intentions of the heart.
Facts.
All right, the intentions of the heart. I want to open up with something from Hebrews. I know a lot of people hear the lawmen always going to the law.
Okay.
Pretty much facts. So we're going to always lead it back. Because what we read also in the so-called new is alluding you back to the law.
Facts.
To the customary things that we're supposed to be keeping that we have abandoned.
Right.
We've abandoned these ways because we have grown, again, we have grown an appetite for this. That's why if you notice, like, when people stop eating the things that are not good for them and they start to tend to move towards the things that are much healthier and much better choices, it tends to be nasty to them.
Right.
Goodness nasty at first.
Fast.
You know what I'm saying? It's just not on. It's even with the doctrine.
Fast.
It does bring a bad taste in your mouth when something is telling you you're lazy. You really ain't got nothing going on.
Right.
I found you waddling in your own blood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It wasn't that you was too appealing why I picked you. You know what I'm saying? All these things is telling you and now we can see his love for us was not based on physical attributes.
Right.
It was based on the intent of the heart. That's what I'm saying. He based everything on the intent of the heart, which made you a quality person. Most High do not pick a man because he the fastest or he the biggest or he does this. It's not because that's you the best out your stock. It's literally like you have to have the best personality to work with.
Right.
Because he needs you to do a couple of things, okay? But literally, we don't know these things because they are not open to us because we have denied them, and the world has covered them up,
Right.
so that we couldn't go back and research or look at it. So we have to use what was given to us.
Right. Our true purpose.
Yeah,
You know,
that's right.
Fast.
So when people say that the holy scriptures, now you'll see now or the Holy Bible. Bible just means books. It just means books. Comes from the word biblos. It's books. So it's not saying many books. It's saying a set apart book, a sacred book. You know what I'm saying? Something that is set apart over here. It's not like any other book. Okay, so but it will be holy or supposed to be held at a higher regard by those who it's for.
Right.
Not the world, because literally how we do it gonna actually determine how the world wants to do it, how they see it, how they perceive it, and if they do want to join or even help that cause. It has to be in play. You can't keep saying that, we these people, but we look nothing like them. See, notice, we can say that based on physical attributes again, but literally, you're gonna have to have a heart set for it, because it's instructions that are given to a man. So if a man's heart set is to be disobedient or hard-headed or want to do what he want to do, this is not the book for you. This is not the manual for you. But if someone is looking for a better way or looking for something more, this will be the book for you, because this actually introduces you to another perspective other than what the world is giving you. Now, Hebrews 4, chapter 10 and 12 says, "For he that is entered into his rest, he also have ceased from his own works, as YAHUAH did from his." So that means he didn't go to sleep. That means that he who has entered into the rest has ceased from his own works, which means that you don't do your own works no more. You don't do the things that made you happy, or we do the work, as your grandma used to say, that just works of the devil. Because I used to do works of the devil, which means I was out there serving things to my people that would destroy them or keep them distracted. Didn't care if they had children to feed or anything like that. I wasn't looking out for. I was looking out for myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When we go at each other and do these crazy things, this is what it's talking about. When we have found his rest, we rest assured that YAHUAH is the rewarder,
Right.
and the provider and the protector. Because now we are doing what he said, and we have eliminated or ceased from doing our work. Okay. Let us labor therefore to enter into the rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. See, the facts that we're not laboring to get this rest, to show people that is the reward for hard work. That is why a lot of people are in unbelief, because there's no example to show that this can really bring an abundance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, of goodness, versus we see somebody over here, they eating good, living good, and doing this, but when people start talking about the scripture, you ain't supposed to eat good, live good, and be that. But then Solomon come back and say, hey, for a man labor, his food, his wife, his house, all these things he got, this is his reward, so enjoy it. So if our big brother telling us enjoy the fruits of this land that YAHUAH has definitely provided for you, who supposed to be poor and broke and out?
Right.
That's the state for a disobedient people, a people who have turned down ownership and have taken on the role of servitude. You feel what I'm saying? So if the word was given to an owner would never feel low and sad and depressed and out of it. No, because he has the means to not only take care of himself, but for everybody around him. You feel what I'm saying? So these people who are in leadership now are not your people. That's why you don't get benefited from them being heads or leaders or things like that. Because they're not here to benefit your people. See, we got to have people in our nation to stand up on our behalf and do the works that they're called to do. There are some great men amongst us that's laying in the rubble, but they need helped up. It's a wounded lion who need patched up, or somebody who needs to be loved to life so that they can have this passion and do have the support to get out here and do the thing they called to do. But we discourage everybody we run into. We always like to feel that we're better after we have found something that got us to the point where we at today. We feel we're better, so we don't ever go back and approach our people. Though the most mightiest or the most intellectual power came down where you was at, met you in your low state. So we can't go back to the low state where we were and actually help those that actually desire. This not saying go force. All you have to do is speak, offer a road, and whomever willing to come, that's who willing to come. Whoever's not, then they not meant for that road. That in particular, this word is not for them, because it's not their message. See, if a messenger really left a message, it would only be addressed to who named on the list. The mailman just don't bring you anybody's mail. It has to be addressed with your name on it at your address to know it's specifically for you. You know what I'm saying? So sometime when this thing is delivered, it's not specifically for the audience that's listening. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have to make sure you're going somewhere where it will be the targeted audience and everybody could hear it. If I'm standing in the midst of the publicans and sinners, they need correction and order. This word gives correction and order. So that's who needs it. A person who already has order, law and order, he doesn't need law and order. He good with this. This is his thing. But a man who doesn't have law and order, he needs law and order. You know what I'm saying? And these usually are the children of those ancestors who did, due to their obedience, brought these dark times on their children. This also is spoken about in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? So again, we don't mention two or three things that don't deal with flying dragons and different things like that, or that the law telling you to go out there and do something other than the righteous acts. Don't kill your brother. Don't lay with your brother's wife. Don't envy or covet anything in his house. You know what I'm saying? Don't kill. Don't steal. Honor thy mother and father. Don't people get mad right now about you not respecting your mother and your father? So I mean, the scripture is saying the same thing, and he's saying, look, well, you can get killed for this. So he went a step up. If you touch your mom, you strike your father, I'm gonna strike you down. Who's against that? Everybody respect mom dukes and dad, right? So okay, the last word right here, for the word of YAHUAH is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even and dividing asunder the soul and spirit, cutting them in half, and of the joints and of the marrow, that flesh, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So this thing is able to make them joints move, people bold, jump, hate you, do all that. That is because of the intent of their heart was determined by the way they took this word. That's why it's quick to do that, because it corrects and it tells a man about himself. So if he want to correct himself, he would. If he don't want to do it, he not. So that's how you know the intent of your heart. If he want to be good or if he want to be a bad man, you better take it too. Feel me?
Facts.
You are now at the brew spot with the Brewfessionals.
It's the Brewfessionals, baby.
Just want you to know how I feel.
Tell me how you feel, baby. Fact. Yeah. Brothers. For you. Hey, coach.
I learned the law to be a true friend. Them times of trouble, that's your cute friend. Hey, that's your cute. I swim the deep, hey, that's the true thing. We going deep. Yahuwah made, now that's the proving. That's it, one trick. Hey, what you doing, man? I'm brewing. Man, I'm still brewing. Hey, what you doing, man? I'm brewing. Hey, man, I'm brewing. Hey, what you doing? I'm still brewing. Hey, I'm still brewing. Hey, what you doing? I'm still brewing. Forever brewing. Yeah, you reach up, he lift up. I'm prepped up to step up. Yahuwah, my ruler, put foot down, no scooter. My systems, we Buddha, no isms, just truth. The righteous recruiter, no schisms, just proof. His rhythm from heaven, his manner unleavened. My mental, the weapon, go get her, no begging. A servant, profession, a prize, possession. Don't know it, ask questions, move forward. Confessions, I dust out, let's get right. Unstable, don't sit right. Good brother, I'm able. Attach the words like staples. It's Torah, I'm bout it. The kingdom, allotted. The path is trodden. The wicked, rerouted. This pain, I charge it. The made deposit. This narrow direction includes protection. Yahuwah, almighty, I'm serving that OT, the extra, sure. I learned the law to be a true friend. Them times of trouble, that's your cute friend. Hey, that's your cute. I swim the deep, hey, that's the true thing. We going deep. Yahuwah made, now that's the proving. That's it, one trick. Hey, what you doing, man? I'm brewing. Man, I'm still brewing. Hey, what you doing, man? I'm brewing. Hey, man, I'm brewing. Hey, what you doing? I'm still brewing. Hey, I'm still brewing. Hey, what you doing? I'm still brewing. Forever brewing. Forever brew, 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 forever brew.
You are now at the brew spot with the Brewfessionals.
It's the Brewfessionals, baby.
And I'm your host, it's your favorite out, beloved dog.
It's your favorite out.
I know your co-host Script Flow. Woo! 613 split it ass. All esteem to Yahuwah.
All esteem to Yahuwah. And I'm your co-host, Mish Pipe, Burn 'em up, Mish.
Burn 'em up, Mish.
All esteem to Yahuwah.
All esteem to Yahuwah.
And we here with the wrap up, man. The last bit what we got going on. We already gonna say SA San Antonio, that Brew Antonio, man. I know you got a cousin named Antonio, man. Make that boy brew. You feel me?
Yeah.
Brew Antonio.
Brew Antonio.
So we definitely gonna be in Brew Antonio, but we gonna just say it's a success already. Cause by the time we get back, it's gonna be already done.
Facts.
I mean, it's gonna be crazy. Neighbor, love y'all neighbor. Hosted by the Urban Servants and Mind Coach Forever and KOTP. He don't like to put his stuff down. King of the platform.
Facts.
I'll tell you that boy else on there.
Shout out, Star.
Humble Ken.
Shout out, Star.
Shout out, Saul. Yeah, man, Ken's, man. That boy Ken.
Shout out.
Don't they make your dressing, boy?
Kins.
Yeah, so we're gonna be at the SA. That's the 26th through the 28th of this month. Whether this July. And then we got Shreve on the 10th. Yeah, about the 10th. So we're gonna be out there a couple days. Might be a few.
Shreve.
10 through whatever.
10 through whatever.
And then we got Detroit on the 16th through the 18th for the Hebrew Gathering.
Okay.
September we just putting them down. We'll definitely have the notes.
We in the D.
You say 20? Okay, 26th through 28th September. August, Baltimore. Okay, so 26th through the 28th in Baltimore. So y'all know this thing finna be a lovely August.
Lovely August.
So yeah, man, that'll wrap it up, and then when we come back, then we'll have a little more for the September, man. But make sure y'all stay tuned. If we in your city and we near you, make sure you come brew with your favorite Akeem. All right.
Hey.
You
are now at the brew spot with the Brewfessionals.
It's the Brewfessionals, baby.